gosh. Hey. Long time no see. So I want to talk about hope. Hope is something that we all need. And for me, I always get it from stories. So I want to share some manifestation success stories. So it's going to go from like tiny to a little bit bigger. So we're going to start with the smaller story. About, say like 2 weeks ago, I was at work and this girl, we're going to call her Becky. We're gonna call her Becky. That took a really long time and I edited that all out. So Becky got put in charge as a leader for the group. And now Becky has 2 jobs, that's important to remember. And so I always respect her. She hustles because she also goes to school full time. Now, during work, there's this machine that we have to take apart. There's this one itty bitty piece, and if you lose it, you can't rebuild the machine. So Becky is doing that chore, and I ask her about her other job, and she's like, I just learned it got shut down. So now she only has 1 job. But we had this meeting after work and we were all gonna go eat at Chipotle afterwards. And so I didn't really have the money to do that and I only brought my tip money. So I was like, I can't really go help. And I felt bad and I wanted to be around her to make her happier. Now, after telling me this, Becky then loses that tiny piece to this machine. And I'm like, oh my God. And as she's looking around, she looks at me and goes, have you seen it? I know she's stressed. And since I work a lot of grave shifts over there, I know there is 1 piece that this little tiny piece could be inside of. So I look and sure enough, it's there. So I show her and I go, hey, you're good, you're all good. So now I feel better about the situation. Becky feels a little bit better, but I still don't have the money to go to Chipotle with them. Now, come the end of the shift, I think it's probably like 5 minutes before we're supposed. No. So our covers come in because we have to go to a meeting. I'm like, you know what? It's whatever. I'm having this great conversation with this customer. I'm ready for me to get off of the window, and suddenly she just hands $5 over, and it's like, yep, it's for you. I now have $11. Now I can go get a burrito bowl at Chipotle. JC, that was kind of little. It's nothing. It's December. It's kind of slow at work, so I got cut down a few shifts. Now I already only work part-time, so if I get cut a shift, that's already kind of a big chunk in the amount of money I get per month. So this kind of stresses me out, but I wasn't worrying about it. I knew that everything was gonna be taken care of. Fast forward into like the middle of the month, I signed a renewal for my apartment. And all I thought I was going to get was the lowest rate for next year. I then look later on and I actually got $300 back, which is way more money than I would have lost. Cool. You're saying that's a coincidence. I'm calling that a manifestation. There's a lot of dancing going on in this. JC, I'm still not impressed. No, wait. Slow down there, buckaroo. I got you. In June of 2019, me and my mom went on a trip to Puerto Rico. That helped our relationship a lot, at least in my opinion. It made me a lot closer to my mom. Because growing up, I didn't have necessarily the best relationship with her. But my dad was like my best friend. And after all this, I oddly felt the role switch. I felt closer to my mom than I ever had before, and I felt not as close to my dad. Even though every time I saw him in person, I loved him, of course, but I wanted that that closeness. And I just kept thinking, like, I know someday it's gonna happen, I'm gonna be taken care of, it's gonna be whatever. So I got this $300 extra for my money and the apartment stuff, and that same month, my parents, my mom and my little brother leave Puerto Rico, go visit the rest of my family. My dad is at home by himself, my dog. So I go visit him. I think this is gonna be 3 days. No siree, while driving back, his car has some issues, so he stays with me pretty much for a week. I get a whole week with just me and my dad. And throughout this time we had great conversations. We opened up, we just talked. It was like being little again, just hang out with my dad, who I love like freaking crazy. And it felt so good for our relationship. And it just made me feel like that connection was just... So now I feel at ease with both of my relationships with my parents. Granted, I'm not just settling, I'm still building on it. But it was like that trip to Puerto Rico. And looking back, no other time could have been as perfect as this one. It was literally just us two, just as it was for me and my mom. And just as me and my mom were together for I think it was like 4 or 5 days, this time me and my dad around the same amount of time, a week. And it was just pure bonding experience. And I loved it. And those are just 3 quick little manifestations. $5 to go help my friend, $300 to keep me living, and a whole week with my dad to keep my heart happy. My name is JC. Hope you guys enjoyed this quickie. Peace.